I know. Yeah, you can set it down there. It's fine. Okay, we're now joined by head coach Kenny Brooks and student athletes Clara Strack and Jordan Obie. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Brooks, then we'll take questions for the student athletes. We'll then dismiss the student athletes back to the locker room and then take questions for Coach.
Very proud of our kids. You know, it's a great opportunity for us to bounce back. Had an emotional game on Sunday, but to be able to turn the page and understand what this is about in a relatively quick turnaround. I mean, we played on Sunday, and then Monday we were flying down here. So, you know, we were prepping all the while on the run. They did a really good job locking in. Arkansas is a very difficult guard. Kelsey does a really good job with that group. You know, and they didn't win very many games in the league, but they fought all the way to the end, which was evident today. They were still playing till the final buzzer. So just watching her build her program, a lot of respect for her kids, the way they play really hard. But really proud of our kids, you know, and celebrated for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we'll turn the page and get ready for Georgia tomorrow.
Questions for the student athletes? Right here in the front.
Yeah, Clara and Jordan, congratulations, doubles for both of you. Tournament time, the pressure ratchets up. How important was it for Millie and Asia to hit those threes initially, and how much did that calm your nerves?
Yeah, I mean, when they started the game, I think the pressure was really heavy on the inside. So those quick few threes, and then they just kept it going throughout the whole game. That was super important. They got us going. They got our energy going. They got us into a rhythm. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, their ability to hit threes really opens up everything for our offense. So when they're on, we're all on.
Another one here in the front.
And then, Jordan, you come in and you hit that and one to get the team going also. You had a little bit of a lull during the midseason. What was it like to be able to battle back from that and start playing the way that you are playing right now?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to trusting the work that I put in. Season's full of highs and lows, not getting too high, not getting too low. You know, trusting my teammates, trusting my coaches, trusting the work that I put in. You know, it'll pay off eventually.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Another one here in the front? Sure.
Okay, once again, for both Clara and Jordan, a lot has been made about playing on these consecutive days. I know Coach has mentioned it on a couple of occasions. As a player, how much of that does that really factor into your mind, and what are you doing in order to kind of keep your legs fresh?
I mean, we're just taking it one game at a time, one quarter at a time, one possession at a time, not looking too far into the future because you got to win the one that's in front of you to make it those consecutive days. So like I said, we're focusing on the next game. Obviously, we're going to rest in between as much as we can, but I think it's really just like a mentality, a mindset going into each and every game that you have to win this one in order to even worry about the next one.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, ladies, thank you very much. You can be dismissed back to the open locker room. We'll take questions for Coach Brooks. All right, over here on the right.
Cassandra Negley, Yahoo Sports. With the back-to-back days and coming off that season finale, I wanted to ask about Toni Morgan and just her leadership, especially at this point in the season, having come onto a team that was pretty established in terms of starting lineup.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think we look at these kids, and obviously it's a different landscape that we're in as far as athletics, and we just look at Toni Morgan. You know, think that she's an experienced player, average 14 and whatever at Georgia Tech, and we're just going to plug and play. You know, but there's a human element to it. You know, they come in, and Toni's the type of personality where she's not going to be overbearing in any situation. So it was taking her a little bit of time to just get acclimated to her teammates, and not necessarily basketball wise. She figured that out pretty quickly, but they come in, and she never wanted to overstep her boundaries and try to be somebody that she wasn't, and she just kind of blended. And so we've been working on that as far as like her leadership skills, and just understanding that she has more value to us than just the assist or the points, and we need her leadership, and she's growing into that. And I just wish I had her for more than 1 year so that I can develop it, to a different level. But she's done a tremendous job. It's not easy coming in and replacing an All-American, and she did a really good job and brought her own flair to the game, and she's made us equally as good.
Over here on the right, and then we'll go to the middle.
Brad Harvey, College Sportscast. Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
I wanted to ask you about Mitch Barnhart and just what your thoughts are with his announcement yesterday of possibly retiring.
Obviously, I can't sit here and say that I expected it, so I was a little bit shocked about the situation. But when you dive into it and you look at him and you look at everything that's going on, nothing surprises me anymore. Mitch was the reason that I came here. And he's a big reason that I came here, and I wanted to be under leadership that was going to lead into the future of college athletics. And obviously, Mitch has done so much for college athletics throughout his tenure, not just the University of Kentucky. And it was an honor for me to be able to come here, and I learned so much from him in my less than 2 years. So there's a part of me that feels devastated. Because I wanted to ride off into the sunset with him, and in my career, under his leadership and what he was able to provide for not only the university but also college athletics in general. So shocked a little bit, saddened, but at the same time happy for him, that he gets to go into a new chapter in his life. And I know a lot can be made from it, just looking at Mitch and his accomplishments and anything that he's done from the outside, and try to assess what he's done. But unless you're on the inside, you have no idea the value that man brought to everyone. I walked into this athletic program, and there's been nothing but welcoming hands, hugs, everything. I feel like it's family, and that's something that I was looking for when I came here, and I had it, and I got it, what he created here in his 24 years. So I'm happy for him, super happy for him. To know him is to celebrate him. If you say anything differently, you just don't know the man. You don't know what he's done and how much he's accomplished and his tenure in athletics.
Thank you. In the middle.
Kenny, Arkansas really cut the lead down in that second quarter. It seemed like they were just a three-point basket from really making a game of it. How important was it for your team to really come out in the third quarter and just really extend that lead again?
It was extremely important. I thought, in the first quarter, which was evident by the score, we did a really good job of guarding their dribble drive. The dribble drive is like a lot of one-on-one, stop, go, hesitate, try to get here, and they try to make the weak side fall asleep. And then they try to capitalize off of it. We did a really good job in the first quarter of guarding it, not giving them those opportunities. We got in foul trouble in the second quarter, so I think Tiani sat most of the time. Asia Boone actually ended up getting her third foul. We gambled on that situation, and we got fatigued. We got fatigued, and we broke down. We had some breakdowns, and give them credit. They took advantage of them. Then we went back in, regrouped after halftime, and we were able to come back out. And even though Asia had 3 fouls, we played that lineup that had played a lot together leading up to it, and it was almost like bully ball. And we just really, willed our way and put the lead back because I thought we were just fresher.
Any other questions for Coach? Oh, over here on the right, one in the front and one in the back.
Coach, Jordan Obi today, just talk about the importance of her play.
I'm so proud of Jordan because, she's the one that probably was affected the most this season with the dysfunction, so to speak, of our lineup. And, when she was in the game, in the starting lineup in the beginning, we're trying to find a way, where can we put her? Because her and Tiani are very similar in the way that they play. It was working, and we were getting there. We were getting a groove, and then Tiani gets hurt, and we put her back at her normal position. And then, she's starting to feel a groove there, and then all of a sudden Tiani comes back, and then she has to relearn that other position that she was playing. And she's done it, and obviously she's had some moments where she's been a little frustrated, but she's never let it affect her energy, her effort, her attitude. She's always been able to come out. And so for her to have a game like this, no one's happier than me. Well, the whole group's happy for her because we know how much she's put into it, know how much she's sacrificed. And if she's playing like that, we're a really hard team to beat.
One more here in the back.
Coach, how happy was you with the defensive rebounding that you guys did? I think in the first half there wasn't even a second chance point put in. Third quarter, I think they got 4 baskets off a second chance.
Yeah, I mean, we're tall, we're long, and that is our strength. Some people will use their strength as speed, the quickness. Our strength is length. That kind of goes well when we're able to contest shots, block shots, but also rebound the basketball. And we knew that was going to be a plus for us today, and we had to take advantage of it. But it was a total effort. Just from everything. Even the beginning of the game, we hit a couple threes to really open up a lot of different things. It's kind of cool in a game like this where the storyline was kind of the game was within reach. I mean, with victories within reach. And there was a cool little story going on the bench where I think Asia Boone broke the record, Ryan Howard's record of most three-pointers in a single season. She got in foul trouble, and then Millie tied it and broke that record, and then Asia came back and retied the record again. So there's a lot of movement going on there, but it was really good atmosphere. I will give credit too. I think we played really well. But I thought that the crowd was awesome. They were. I don't know the words to the songs. I don't even know the songs that they were singing, but they were in sync, and they gave it atmosphere. I didn't even know it was 11 o'clock. I didn't even know it was 11 o'clock in the morning, but they were tremendous. They stayed engaged. They were really good. It was a lot of fun. And I was just proud that I knew when Clara hit that turnaround shot while they were cheering for the 67 point. And the atmosphere was really cool and appreciative. And when I was at Virginia Tech, we had 2 players who came to a game like this. They would come to Greensboro. They were from Greensboro, and they would come to this game as the students and watching the game, and they were able to eventually play in the tournament and actually win the tournament. And that was a cool spirit. So in that stands probably is a future SEC champion and somebody who's watching it and getting inspired by it. And I don't like getting up this early and playing a game, but I thought that was a really good atmosphere. And somewhere in that stands, there's a future SEC champion in there.
Got time for one more right here in the front.
Kenny, I know as a head coach, it's game to game, but do you know who you play tomorrow, and what can you really do to prepare for a team in that short amount of time?
Yeah, we know who we play, and we understand it, and we know we know the difficulties of being able to play. But we're going to go in. And, Katie does a tremendous job with her group. They've had a phenomenal year with the additions that they had and putting everyone together. We had to play them. And it was a very difficult situation last time. We were, pretty much less than 48 hours off of an emotional loss at Tennessee, came back, had to play that game. And we were not full strength, and I'm sure they weren't. And we didn't have Tiani Key in that game. If we probably had played that game, a regular Tiani would have been able to play in that game because she was able to come back the next game. And so, but everything happens for a reason. And at this point, she's going to be over there telling her kids that they have the advantage because they got an extra day of rest. We're going to go back and tell our kids that we have the advantage because we got the nerves out, we got the jitters out, we got to actually see it and feel it. So it's just going to be a test, a will of ways. And at this point in the year, that's all that it is because everyone's tired, everyone's going in, having different circumstances, and you just got to look and focus on you. What's the positive? Our positive is we put up 94 points on that gym already in front of people. All right, let's go out and do it again.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.